Happy Star Wars Day, all you beautiful radio listeners. Thank you for dropping in on a little happy hour. We appreciate you listening. If you're watching us on YouTube, here's a hand gesture just for you. You're welcome. YouTubers, feel free to hit us up on the chat. If you're listening on the radio, 105.1 FM, 1080 AM, 1051thefan.com, Odyssey.com, the Odyssey app, or you ask your smart speaker to get me some raspy sports talk. Use the fan text line. It's 503-2GO-FAN. That's 503-864-6326. Use it. Use the chat. Use the text. Share your thoughts. Ask questions. Solicit advice. Or answer me this, dear listeners. How much fun are kids' travel sports tournaments? Let's go.
You get after it this weekend?
I'll tell you what, man. I may have used up my voice a little bit. I had a couple times where I'm screaming at children. My voice is cracking. I'm like, oh, this is not good. This is not going the way I planned to. I know you're too young to have kids, and you don't have kids. And it'll be a while before you're a parent doing this. Did you play on any travel teams?
Yeah, a few of them.
Like full-time travel teams?
Not full-time. Seasonal.
Yeah, like you would go on a couple tournaments in the summer. That's what we got. So for anybody new to the program, my twin daughters play on a lacrosse team. We went to Sisters this weekend, played a pretty fun tournament. We did not do terribly well. We apparently are not the premier third and fourth grade team in the area, which is fine. My kids played really well. All the kids had a ton of fun. You could see everybody getting better from game to game to game. They played 4 games, 3 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday. You could watch them improve as it went on. It was a ton of fun. I definitely yelled a lot. That's why I have the voice in the condition that I do today. But we'll be fine. We've done this before. Whatever. My voice gets ruined. We manage. We muddle through.
Flu game.
I don't know how you could do this every weekend. Being on an actual travel team where we have one more tournament this summer. I think there was a second one that was an option, but it's in Wilsonville. It's totally fine. The other one would have been Bend. I'm not getting on an airplane for third and fourth graders, although people do. People start younger than that. That I can't figure out. So if you do that, let me know how you manage, how you afford it, how you put up with the ups and downs. Because the kids were genuinely really, really great this weekend. They still get on your nerves. There is still being in the hotel. Oh my gosh, we had a pool party. Everybody come back to the hotel pool. It'll be a great time. It was the loudest thing I've ever heard.
I bet it was a nightmare.
Indoor pool. Well,
then you got everything reverberating off of the walls.
Yeah.
The echo in there is crazy.
There may have been a disagreement about the best place for me to be during that. I thought it was outside drinking beers with some of the parents. My wife did not agree with that. So listen, it was what it was. Ton of fun. I'm glad we have one of these this year. As they get older, maybe a couple more, but we're not doing the big ones. We're getting on planes and going across. But to some of the travel sports teams, that's what they do. It's a wild experience. The other thing that I will say, and this is one thing, like I said, we did not win a game. We got close. Like I said, the kids played better. It was totally fun. It wasn't a big tournament. It wasn't a huge expense. It wasn't a long journey. It was one of the more frustrating things was the officiating. But I don't want to say it like, how dare these people that were officiating. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The final game that we played, so they did a little pool play, and then they did a tournament. And so it was a playoff bracket. Sunday was a playoff bracket. The only game out of the 4 games that we had 2 officials on the field was the final game. It was so much more enjoyable. It was so much more fun for parents. It was so much more fun for the kids. They got to learn things. It was consistently called. You didn't have to have these kids running up and down the field trying to be in position and do everything as a solo referee. If you ever get a chance to volunteer, to referee, to coach, to do any of this, the tournaments don't work without people volunteering or signing up to do it. It made such a difference. So thank you to everybody that officiates. Was I frustrated at times? Absolutely. Were the parents out of their mind frustrated? They were. But as a coach, I genuinely appreciated it. And having 2 officials out there makes all the difference in the world. So the more people that do it, the more people that volunteer, the more people that get to be a part of it, just makes it that much better. So,
I used to be a youth official.
we'll get back into it. Figure out lacrosse.
I should.
Get out.
Maybe not lacrosse.
I don't know that I have the temperament to officiate. I will stick with coaching.
I could easily be a first base umpire. I don't
Sure.
think I could ever, put the full gear on, do all of that. Any running for long extended periods of time, I'm kind of out.
I don't know.
If I have to stand there and I just get to fire the arm a few times.
Yeah. But you're not going to get behind the plate, get the gear on?
No, because it's the summertime, so it's what was it, 90 this weekend?
Not actually. It was nicer in Sisters than it was here. It's like 80, maybe 85 by the time we left. Then we go over the mountains and it's like 90, 92. I was like, ew. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that would that in the summertime starts to really wear on you.
Yeah. We'll get out there and do some basketball. You don't have to do that much running. It's not football where you're sprinting or getting run over by kids.
See, but then there's the large talent gap where these guys are going to be taller than me at a very certain point. Between maybe 13 to 15, those guys can dunk on me.
Well, yeah, but you're not playing. You're officiating.
I don't want to be in the way.
Yeah. Well, hey, it's a thankless job. So anybody that does it,
Very
they can hear my ruined voice. It's from yelling at the children, not yelling at the officials. Just so you know. And I don't think I was mean, just trying to get him in the right spot. The funniest thing too, though, is trying to coach, and for anybody that's had this experience, it's starting to become more and more obvious that although my kids say that they appreciate me coaching them, they definitely don't feel like they have to listen to me as their coach. It's definitely dad yelling at them what to do.
And there are a few times where
and the looks.
the coach hat comes on and the dad moments
No, it's not none of that. It's trying to put your kid in position on the field where you think they could be, and then them turning at you going, I know what I'm doing. I know where I need to be better than you do. And just with a look. They don't say that. It's just a look going, stop telling me how to play this stupid. It's literally my job. You yell at somebody else's kid, they're like, oh, good idea.
Yeah, as a coach's son growing up, I feel like I've mastered that look.
It's a tough one. It is a tough one. I'll tell you what, if you are volunteering as a referee or a coach, you know some of the pitfalls of it. I'll give you an event that has no pitfalls. June 23rd, Toyota presents the Fan Golf Classic. It's at Langdon Farms Golf Club. Foursomes are on sale now. You have to choose between the morning and the afternoon round, but you need to go fast because there are only a couple left. I think this morning I heard there was 2 in the afternoon. There was close to 10 left in the morning, but that's not very many because we're more than a month away. So hurry up and do it now. It's the most fun day in golf, activations and tastings around the course. The infamous Angels Envy Bourbon Par 3 6th hole where the hosts, Dirt and Sprague, Danny and Patrick, myself, with or without my voice, Isaac and Sook, will all be posted up, heckling and admiring your shots. 1051thefan.com. Click on the Fan Golf Classic logo for information and to sign up today. It's, of course, brought to you by, it's presented by Toyota, also brought to you by Vulcan Design and Construction, Henderson & Daughters Windows and Doors, George McCoy at Warren Allen Attorneys at Law, Battery Exchange, Master Dobel Tequila, Your Neighborhood Restaurant Group, Philbrook Law, 1-800-DIVORCE, Roto-Rooter, A Legal Mezcal, and Window Nation. Sign up today, kids. Hey, pretty exciting. We've got round 2 of the NBA playoffs.
NBA playoffs are heating up.
I know your Blazers aren't there. I know that's tough, but I'm kind of excited about this. I know a lot of people are poo-pooing it. Everybody's waiting for Wemby versus the Thunder. There's other players on the Spurs. I will tell you that right now. You may remember what happened when Wemby was out for a full game. Still pretty tough for the Blazers. Wemby and OKC may be the eventual matchup, but if you get an upset from either of these teams, a lot of credit to Minnesota, who played with 3 of their top 4 players out, still able to handle the Nuggets. You have the Pistons, who were down and out, had to claw their way back. Really good series between Toronto and Cleveland. Ended up being really good. Boston's out. so you're not going to have them back in the finals. Like, to me, there's a lot of really good matchups. Here's one thing that I do not love about this.
What is that?
Do you know when the tournament starts? The round of the tournament starts?
Tonight.
Do you know when the last Game 7 would play if we go to Game 7s?
Sunday?
May 18th.
In 2 weeks?
You would have. So right now, here's the way it's set up for the Spurs and Timberwolves series. May 4th, Game 1. May 6th, Game 2. Game 3, May 8th. A potential Game 7 would be May 17th in San Antonio. If the series between the Thunder and the Lakers goes to Game 7, May 18th. Both Eastern Conferences would finish on May 17th.
That doesn't sound too unreasonable when you think about it. You know,
It's every other day.
Yeah, 6
For 2
games
weeks.
every other day.
It can be long. It's just something that I'm looking at the calendar going, that's 2 weeks away. It makes sense. It's 7 games every other day. Got it.
There's a lot to happen in between then.
Still way out there. So you've got the Knicks hosting the Sixers. I know a lot of people are kind of poo-pooing this series because it's 2 teams that haven't been able to win a championship in a very long time.
And
Jalen Brunson, Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, like it's
2 teams that kind of eked their way past the first round.
Fine. Still, you have this series in front of you. Whoever wins is going to be in the Eastern Conference Finals with a chance to go to the NBA Finals. What do you think that means to their fan bases?
A lot.
A ton. And I feel like there was some players and some coaches and some fans happy to say how terrible the fans are in Philadelphia. It's kind of fun to watch from afar. I don't have a dog in this fight. Watching New York versus Philadelphia fans for potentially 7 games, I'm good with it. Pistons eked out their series. They get to play the Cleveland Cavaliers, who I believe were the 1 seed last year. Little switching of places here, where now the Pistons are the 1 seed and have taken that over, but just barely got by Orlando, who had a bunch of injuries. I don't care. Cade Cunningham, let's go. You got, the James Harden flopper. He could take out half a coaching staff. That could change the dynamic of the series. I'm good with it, man. The Cleveland Cavaliers are a very different team than they were just a few years ago, and they've done a lot to become defense first. They've still got plenty of scoring. I'm good for it. And I don't know what it's going to take for Minnesota or the Lakers to win a series. Let's sit back and watch. I'm ready. It's going to be good.
Do we think Luka comes back?
At some point during the series. I don't know if he's ready for Game 1, but who cares? Get him back at any point. He is second only to Michael Jordan in playoff scoring. So, yeah, if he comes back at any point during the series, let's go. Should be great. You want to do? Hey, do you want to do the In Case You Missed It? I heard it went real well on Friday.
I think you should do it.
I'll take care of it. In case you missed it, here is your latest Deflategate update. The Inside the NBA crew brutally trolled Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini by photoshopping them into a, quote, Titanic pose during their Gone Fishing segment. The image created quite a frenzy. Apparently, the idea of Mike and Diana in place of Leo and Kate has the internet buzzing with the possibility of tracking down Vrabel's sketchbook. So I was a little worried that a Titanic reference might not hit for you, but that worked.
Thank God I've seen it recently.
Really? Is this you told your girlfriend, hey, we should watch this movie?
No, it's one where I'm like, I'll finally watch it.
You've never seen it until recently.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there you go. In case you missed it, despite strong links to the Steelers, rumors are floating that Aaron Rodgers could sign with the Arizona Cardinals. Apparently, a photo circulating of Rodgers wearing Cardinals gear turned out to be completely fake, but so is Rodgers' wife, anything he says about loyalty, and his personality. So dismiss the Aaron to Arizona rumors with your own discretion. Rodgers to the Cardinals would reunite the quarterback with his former OC, Nathaniel Hackett, which to a team that is usually 3 to 4 years behind the rest of the league, in the Arizona Cardinals, that feels like a slam dunk, doesn't it? Like, You give them this.
Tell me we have a chance?
2021 Aaron Rodgers meets Nathaniel Hackett. That sounds like a great idea. In case you missed it, despite mutually agreeing to seek a trade in February, Colts quarterback Anthony Richardson reported to voluntary team workouts with the Colts. Not sure if there's anything to glean from his appearance at the facility, especially when you consider he had to bow out of conditioning drills because he was winded and is currently day-to-day after missing a team meeting with a severe paper cut. So who knows? Apparently the paper cut came when he was revising a draft of his trade request. So I don't know. In case you missed it, New York Liberty superstar Sabrina Ionescu is expected to miss at least 2 weeks of the regular season with a foot injury she suffered when she rolled her ankle during preseason warm-ups for the WNBA. The good news is the MRI showed that she avoided significant damage. The better news is she's received 5- and 6-figure offers to post the MRI images to an OnlyFans account. So she can come back sooner than expected and make more money off of this than. And finally, in case you missed it, the Seattle Mariners honored pitching legend Randy Johnson by retiring his number 51 jersey in a star-studded ceremony. The ceremony featured all-time Mariners legends like Ichiro Suzuki, Ken Griffey Jr., and getting swept at home by a mediocre team. So the team also announced that Johnson will get a statue next season. I'm not sure if I can trust a team that just resealed a flaccid Ichiro statue to properly erect the big unit, but they're doing it. And even if the Mariners perfectly capture the Johnson likeness and construction is so strong that it can be sponsored by Viagra, there's no way this will be as cool as the sculpture the Diamondbacks have of their 4-time Cy Young winner and World Series co-MVP, which, of course, is a bronze bird mid-explosion. There's no way. All right, thanks to our wonderful studio audience. At 2:30, we're going to play the fun game we call Tape Don't Lie. That's where I have to listen back to the dumbest things that I said last week and try to defend, deny, or possibly justify what I said. But right now we need to get to the Braves and the Mariners' upcoming series. We'll just ignore the Kansas City series. We'll tell you what's going on around the NBA, around Major League Baseball, and more. It is the Daily Buzz on 105.1 The Fan.
The most
Well, it was not a great weekend for the Thunderwolves. It was not a great weekend for the Seattle Mariners either, getting swept by the Kansas City Royals. If you're looking for some highlights, how about Emerson Hancock continuing to be the best pitcher for the Seattle Mariners? Career high 14 Ks. Well, Randy Johnson watched from the skybox. Looked pretty good. Hancock now has an ERA of 2.59. He's only the 7th pitcher in Mariners history to strike out 14 or more in a game. Luis Castillo looked okay in his outing as well, but they lost 4-1 to Kansas City in that game and end up getting swept. Now they get to take on the team that sits atop the power rankings in Major League Baseball the first time in more than 3 years, the Atlanta Braves, maybe the hottest team in baseball, but if you're paying attention to the Braves, they'll have to do it without superstar everything. Ronald Acuna Jr. is going to be on the 10-day DL. So good news for the Mariners, maybe. Bad news, awaiting an MRI result on right side discomfort. Whatever that means, for Cal Raleigh. So Cal Raleigh, a guy that has been incredibly durable, played last year with a broken thumb for part of the season while hitting 60 home runs. Right now has a undisclosed side injury, so things not looking great for your catcher after coming off a very rough weekend for your team. But at least you get to take on a team that is red hot. And I seen somebody say that there's potentially 4 MVP candidates on the Braves right now. So missing Ronald Acuna might not be the only thing that matters about this week's series.
The Buzz.
Well, also in baseball, the Cubs have extended their home winning streak to 11 games. They swept the Diamondbacks over the weekend. The Cubs are an incredible 14-5 at home with an ERA under 3, and they have won 8 of 12 games against the D-backs and are already ripping them up this season. So a team to watch in a division that felt like it was really, really close for a little while. The Cubs are starting to pull away, possibly a little bit. Pirates look good this weekend too, though. So that NL Central is surprisingly, and if you would have asked me before the season started, what division would you keep an eye on the closest besides your own? Not the one I had circled.
Would not have said that one.
No way, but hey, right now they look really good.
The Buzz.
Interesting update for your Detroit Tigers. Tarek Skubal is going to undergo arthroscopic surgery to remove loose bodies from his elbow. That means he could be sidelined 2 to 3 months. He is your reigning Cy Young winner, has actually won back-to-back Cy Youngs, and now will be out for an extended period of time. Not great if you're hoping for your Tigers to repeat and even improve on what they did last year. But the good news is you'll have your Cy Young winner back in time for the postseason.
The Buzz.
Orlando Magic not real happy with their blown 3-1 series lead against the Detroit Pistons. You got to find somebody to blame. Whose fault? It's Jamal Mosley becomes the guy on the chopping block. Apparently, Pablo Banchero not real happy with late game decision to take the ball out of his hand when it mattered most. Mosley went 189 and 221 overall. He won 47 games as a high in 2024, but his offense ranked in the bottom 10 for 4 straight seasons. So he is on the way out, despite a nice little showing against a 1 seed. Not enough to keep his job. So they'll change things up and see what they can do. That roster's kind of fun, and it feels like there's a lot more potential there than what they have lived up to. So it'll be interesting to see who they get, and if you're a Blazers fan, what they pay to get a new coach in Orlando.
The Buzz.
Speaking of new faces in new places, the former Toronto Raptors GM, Masai Ujiri, is now going to be the head man in charge of personnel for the Dallas Mavericks. So the Mavericks, of course, have a little bit of a saga at that position Nico Harrison decided to get rid of Luka, and then somehow the number 1 overall pick and Cooper Flagg fell in their lap. And then they went without hiring anybody. They started the first 11 games with Nico Harrison, decided this is untenable. Get rid of him after a 3-8 start, and now they finally have hired somebody to be in charge of personnel. We'll see what the Mavericks can do moving forward. And I guess it starts with where the ping pong balls bounce as we start the next season cycle.
The Buzz.
Well, if you're a Green Bay Packers fan, get excited. You've got a new backup quarterback, and his name is Tyrod Taylor. It's not Tyrod. He went out and corrected everybody. Tyrod Taylor, the 36-year-old backup. 7th team for Taylor. Not a bad little signing. Jordan Love has been good. You get a veteran behind him. This is a team that has Super Bowl expectations as long as they have Matt LaFleur and they have Jordan Love. They've been working to figure out what the final missing pieces are. This is obviously not one of those, but having veteran presence makes sense. Of course, their backup last year is now going to be the starter in Miami. So
again, you lose Malik Willis to Miami, and all you got to do is just fill a role.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, the Packers have seemed to have made all the right decisions. When they've had long-term backups that they've put into starting roles, they've been very good. When they've had long-term backups that they've let walk, I point to a guy named Matt Flynn, who was signed by the Seahawks. Not that he played bad there. He never played there. And I don't remember him getting a lot of other opportunities. Malik Willis is a guy that they're letting walk. He's going to be in Miami. That one will be interesting to see what he ends up doing when he leaves, now that he's left. When he goes to one of the worst teams in the AFC. We'll see. We will see. We will also see what I missed when we walk over to the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk and see what we missed.
First on the fan is with sad words that I say that John Sterling, the legendary Yankees broadcaster, has passed away at the age of 87. Sterling, whose tenure with the Yankees as the play-by-play announcer began in 1989, as Sterling called 5,060 consecutive games, calling more than 5,600 games during his tenure. R.I.P. to the man of the Yankees.
Being the voice of a baseball team is one of the more sacred positions in sports broadcasting, and I know that's a really tough day for baseball and for Yankee fans in particular. And 87 though, it's a great life, and to have so many stories associated with you, and it's not just the calls. Everything that I read today was about the man and what he meant to that organization and to baseball and to his family, and life well lived. Condolences to his family and friends.
I can say that the first game that I ever listened to from the Yankees was a John Sterling call. So I do have to say, Thank you, John Sterling. And for more sports scores and stories in 60 minutes, I'm Lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
The home of the Fan Happy Hour.
But if you go back and look at the 2025 season where he hit 60 home runs, if we just do it by month, he had 1 in March, he had 9 in April, he had 12 in May, 11 in June, 9 in July, 8 in August, and 10 in September. So a guy that can get home runs in bunches just got a bunch of home run in bunches. Now, I don't know if anybody catches Murakami, who is just blasting the ball out of the park. Every other hit is a home run. He has 25 hits and 12 home runs right now to start his Major League Baseball career. There are a lot of guys hitting a lot of home runs early this season, and a lot of them play for the Yankees. So I don't know how many home runs there will be by the end of the season, but you've got more guys throwing the ball 100 miles an hour and more guys hitting out of the ballpark to start the season than we've seen in a very long time.
That was us talking about Kyle Raleigh's start to the season, but I just wanted to take a look at our home run leaders right now.
Oh.
Because, as you said it, I don't know if anyone's catching Munetaka Murakami, but Aaron Judge has. Aaron Judge and Munetaka Murakami sit ahead of the MLB home run leaders list, both with 13 apiece. How do we feel about the home run leaders so far?
Well, I mean, one of the big things that you have is health. I mean, Cal Raleigh is what started that conversation, just because it felt like there was no way he was ever going to repeat what he did last year. And then he gets off to the slow start coming off the World Baseball Classic, and we're looking at it going, yep, he's going back to what he used to be. Then in like 10 games, he hit 7 home runs. So you realize that there's these big stretches where guys get hot, they go cold. There's times where you're facing, just really good pitching and picking it up and hitting the ball well. There's times where you're facing just the middle of rotations and can't hit anything. Baseball is played over a long period of time. Whether or not you can stay healthy, whether or not you can stay hot are big factors in all of it. So I would love to get a September where we have a home run chase, where it's going after those numbers that we saw at the end of the 90s, going into the 2000s, where it was appointment television. The only problem is baseball is going to be going into a collective bargaining agreement, but I feel like they have an opportunity to get the momentum like they've never had before. There's not a big scandal tied around it. There's nothing going on. You've got Aaron Judge, who is an absolute beast. Murakami coming in and just ripping the cover off the ball. I mean, he's literally just swinging for home runs. You
27 hits, 13 home runs.
Yeah, again, it's a 50-50 proposition. If he hits a ball, it's going out of the ballpark. So it's a ton of fun to watch. I would love to see these guys keep going. I'd love for one of my guys to be in it, but yeah, I am all for 2, 3, 4 guys being in a home run chase, and it makes the summer so much more fun.
And 2 of the top 5.
Yep.
Wearing pinstripes.
Yeah, they are.
Hey, it's quite the achievement. What was the final score on that one?
The final in that one
it was 125-113. So they still lost by 12. It's fun to watch and go out there and have your little insanity moment. And I hope this leads to more minutes and, a starting role in the future or whatever. But again, he averaged 14 points during the season. He's good player. You give these guys opportunities, and any one of them can go out.
Did you say they lost that game?
The Nuggets won the game.
Game 4?
Oh, am I looking at the wrong game?
No, I think you're probably looking at
maybe
game...
maybe I have it backwards. I didn't watch game 4. So I didn't watch either game.
It wasn't the last game, but it was the game before that. So the last game, Denver won, but in the game where he dropped 43 off the bench, they won 112-96.
Well, then my apologies. So, yeah, you brought this up earlier. I've not been following that series nearly as closely as I would like to.
That was from us talking about the Minnesota Nuggets series. But how do we feel now that Minnesota has made it to the next round, possibly might get Ant Edwards back, might have Ayo DeSumo back? Do they have a chance against the Spurs in this next round?
I made that comment, and I said in there that I wish I could watch more of the series. And I made sure that I sat and watched, was it Game 6 that they won now? I'm trying to keep track of all of it. Because the Nuggets are as much fun to watch when Jokic is rolling, but they're really frustrating to watch when he's not. But the thing that got me was this is the second year in a row where Aaron Gordon is sitting there watching them or trying to play hobbled, well, they can't figure out how to win without him. It's funny that it feels like it is a one-man show. But if you get Jamal Murray running, you get Aaron Gordon going, you get some of the other guys going for that team, they can really get some things going on. And the sad part was the other team's missing Ant Edwards. They don't have DeSumo. They don't have who else? They were missing somebody else in the game. Vincenzo. DiVincenzo is out. They're missing Kyle Anderson, who's a rotational piece, but whatever. But they're going through the injuries that they have. And there's Aaron Gordon just sitting there watching with his cool dreadlocks going, man, it'd be cool to be out there. But I wonder if you need to make big wholesale changes to this roster around Jokic, who has said that he wants to be a Denver Nugget as long as he plays basketball. I wonder how much you have to do to change this lineup. And then you look at Minnesota, who got close with Cat and went, nope, let's pull the plug and let's make some big changes.
Well, you look at Minnesota and say, oh, they got a lot of production from their bench guys.
They for sure did.
And you just gave a big contract to Christian Brown. Where are you going?
Yeah, it'll be the off season for the NBA. When we get there, will be really entertaining. But do not dismiss the rest of the postseason. I think it'll be a ton of fun.
Resort is, of course, being played because they were caught at a resort in Sedona. We started with Photograph because that's really what kicked this whole thing off, is when Page Six decided to do the photographs. If you want to make your own playlist, there's a little Beyonce on there. There's some Pink. You get the Red Hot Chili Peppers, of course, Papa Roach there, Guns N' Roses, Def Leppard. I mean, the romance, feel it when you listen to this playlist. So if you want to have the same kind of love that Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel have been secretly hiding for years, just go onto Twitter. You can find the playlist. It's all over the place. This saga does not seem to end. But eventually, you imagine that it will, and I can't wait to see what is next in this little love story. It's too good.
I know we've talked about this extensively, this whole Filategate.
Yep.
But I don't think we spent enough time actually breaking down the songs on this playlist.
Oh.
I know we had a few of our bump backs and got a few of our one-liners in there. But have you seen the playlist itself? There's no cohesiveness to this. There's no... I can't tell what the vibe of the playlist is.
Yeah, so if in that comment, I kind of joked that it was there is no romance in it whatsoever. It is absolutely all over the place.
Again, you have Raise Your Glass by Pink on here.
Yep.
That could be an inspirational, you're feeling yourself. But then you go to Last Resort by Papa Roach. I don't think half of these songs should be on the same playlist.
Well, what was the name of the playlist if you have it up? It was something Turning the Page. Turning the Page. So the suspicion is that this was the Titans are on a losing streak. So this was, let's move on from the losing streak and get it going. I mean, I don't know that we have time to do it. It's a 1 hour show every week or every day. We're on 5 days a week, but I don't know if we can do this ourselves. Maybe what we can do is give this to AI. I don't typically like doing that, but maybe let's create a relationship story based on those songs and how we can possibly do that. I don't know that you and I have time to do it. Maybe we'll have time to sit down and do it. I do owe you a slice of pizza, and I believe you owe me one. So maybe we can find time. But I have a feeling that Filategate will go on for quite a while. So why don't you put it in our notes that you and I could sit there, we'll go through this and try to create the story. I don't know where it gets published, but maybe we create a story of what we think was going on between these two.
I'm all for it.
And why those songs matter. But I don't think we have time to do it right now.
Just make our own, General Hospital episode?
Yes, it'll be I'm trying to think if there's a clever name that we can give to it right now, but I guess we'll have to put that on the list as well. There's too much good stuff. I try to make sure that I put a Filategate joke in case you missed it, every day until we get to at least the football season and we actually have games, because I think that's when we'll stop talking about this.
100%.
Do we have any more?
That's all I got.
All right, I've got a couple things that I need to get to right here before we get to one more for the road. So this is perfect time and that we have a little extra time. First, very important, take your pick. People have been doing very well with Take Your Pick over the last couple weeks, and it's been decided before Monday. We've got 2 games today in Major League Baseball to wrap up the weekend series. So if you have not played Take Your Pick, every Thursday we're picking all summer the weekend MLB series. The Philadelphia Phillies and the Miami Marlins will be wrapping up their series. That is a 4-game series. Currently, it is a 2-1 advantage for the Phillies. So if the Phillies end up winning tonight's game, then the prize could potentially go to Johnny B. Bad. Johnny, of course, has won during the football season. This would be his first win during the baseball season. But that would only catch him up to Brandon and Bill the Thrill, that both have a split in the series. So if Miami wins, the series goes split. Johnny wins, series goes to the Phillies. So then it will come down to runs scored. So if you've not been playing along, you certainly should for next week. We'll do that on Thursday. So something to watch there. The other thing, you don't have to be playing. You don't have to participate. You don't have to make any picks to win this one. And that is a text contest that we have going on all week. If you would like to win a pair of tickets to see Trevor Noah, July 22nd, 2026 at the Hayden Homes Amphitheater in Bend. Listen all week for the code word. I'm going to give it to you right now. It is Trevor, Trevor. Just text that to 503-864-6326. That's 503-2GO-FAN. That's how you enter to win your pair of tickets to Trevor Noah, July 22nd, 2026 at the Hayden Home Amphitheater in Bend, Oregon. Head to 1051thefan.com for complete contest details. Fox got really creative with their World Cup promo. Have you seen this?
I have.
It needs to be discussed. We'll do it next. That will be one more for the road on Happy Hour on 105.1 and the Fan Sports Network.
The Fan.
All right, if you missed anything from the show, shame on you. But don't worry, podcast available, 1051thefan.com, Odyssey.com, the Odyssey app, anywhere you get podcasts. I mean, anywhere you can find it. It's great. And it's really, really good. Casey, what are people saying on the YouTube chats and the text line that we need to address?
Got Jim on the text line that said, I coached all my 3 girls and the youngest one in high school as well. I got a lot of, Dad, where do I turn to? And kind of that stare down look that you're saying.
Yeah, that look back where it's like, just shut up and let me do my thing. And I got it from both kids. And here's the tough part about it. That's a moment where you look at him and go, hey, you need to listen to your coach. And then it's the other side going, I know your coach, he's an idiot. I'm kind of proud of you. You're doing the right thing. So it's a difficult balance to figure out because, let's be honest, they do probably know more than I do, and they certainly are a lot better at lacrosse than I probably was at anything at that age. So I should probably leave it to them. So I have to just keep checking myself and realizing, like, there's a possibility that I might not have all the answers. So it'll be a fun little experiment to see, first, how long they want me to coach, how long I can handle coaching, and if I actually help make them better. So it'll be a fun little social experiment. Anything else?
Someone that said they've also never seen Titanic.
Well, there you go. Yeah, I could not tell you the last time. I probably watched it once in 1998 or 99 and have not seen it since. So I'm sure it's just as good as it was back then. But, I'll probably never know. Let's do... One more. If you are not aware, and if my counting is correct, I counted all of the little construction paper rings on the chain that Patrick Harris hung in the studio, and it appears that there are 39 days left until we reach the World Cup. To get you pumped, the Fox Broadcast Network has put together a promo for it. Did you have a chance to watch said promo, lowercase?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
If it's anything like the song that they released, I don't know if I'll be too pleased.
It is a imagined reaction and an imagined scenario in which the U.S. wins the World Cup. So since you haven't watched, we don't need to break down the AI crowd generation. We don't need to break down the woman that appears to be nude, wrapped in an American flag, making out with somebody on top of one of the television trucks that's out there. We don't need to break down the actual video. But they kind of go through what it would be like if the U.S. men's team won the World Cup. So I have 2 questions for you. One, do you have any idea how you would react if the World Cup won the team? Like, would you go out and buy gear, immediately become a supporter? Would it be a moment? Do you anticipate there would be a moment in sport where you go, I will always remember where I was when I watched the U.S. team win?
I think so. I think it'll very much be a cemented memory.
Okay,
I knew where I was where.
I can remember being at a Harley dealership watching Oregon State win a baseball championship, so sometimes it's the team, sometimes it's actually where you are. The other one is, do you think that the entire country goes crazy if we win the World? Is it party in all the streets, or is it just kind of like a, yay, we did it?
I think it is a party.
Okay.
I think it has to be a little bit of a party.
You're running out in the streets and flipping over cars?
I think in at least Miami, Philly, New York.
Okay.
The major cities.
All right. Well, take a look at the video. Let us know what you think. We'll talk about it tomorrow. But right now, we need to say a big thank you to Joe Fish for filling in on Friday. Thanks to everybody that listened. Thank you, Lowercase. And, of course, thank you, Isaac Robb. We're all done for now. Bye-bye.
With a bow. Forget about your scene. Give the audience a grin. Enjoy.
If you're considering new construction...